Gentlemen, welcome back to another semen retention video update. Today is day 118 of my SR streak. No relapses, still going strong. If you are interested in this topic or you're trying this journey and you want to hear my experience and follow along, hit subscribe, follow along. Drop me a comment, guys. Let me know where you're at on your SR streaks, what you're running into. If you have any questions, I'm quite active in the comment section these days. So, yeah, let's get into it. This topic today, guys, comes from a comment that another guy made in one of my videos like a day ago or something like that. And it basically talks about how the bar is set so low for modern men these days. It's so low that if you just hold your seed, if you do semen retention, guys, you will inevitably become a bigger, better version than 99% of the other men on this planet, on this plane. The comment was kind of talking about how in other days, you know, men were, the bar was just set higher, guys, in every area of life, and it was more difficult to stand out amongst everybody else, right? And the premise was, man, I think I responded to him with this, but it was something like, man, if every man was on semen retention, then it would be the equivalent of like nobody's on semen retention, and it would be more difficult to stand out amongst the rest. So it's a little bit of a bittersweet thing, guys, if you think about this. I talked about this with this in another video, but good times create weak men create hard times create strong men create good times, and that just keeps going through. We're in a period right now of there's a lot of weak men. Culture has really worn us down. There's a lot of weak men. That's just what they're training into society. And the shitty part about that is if you're not careful, you can get sucked into that. You get weakened, you can fall prey to all this stuff, and you get to deal with the consequences of that, and you get to hit rock bottom. You get to go through all sorts of stuff, and I can get into examples of that. But the flip side, guys, is the bar is set so low for men right now that if you do the bare minimum to push yourself further, you can stand out amongst the other men, amongst the vast majority of men, and you can be perceived as great, as successful. On this channel, I reference all the time just the history of so many great men that have gone before us or are currently living with us or whatever, that have clearly used semen retention to become great. And I'm not just saying great, I mean the best of the best, world-changing great, right? I'm talking like a Mike Tyson, who clearly and honestly and transparently told everybody, yo, semen retention. Yeah, I was on semen retention. Bro was on semen retention at the height of his career. Nobody could beat him. Nobody could touch him. There are NFL players that have clearly talked about this on podcasts that I've been watching, on the fact that, oh yeah, semen retention is real. We hold off before game day. The guys that are most strict with it do the best. There are other famous celebrities that are clearly talking about this, using this energy to get what they want. There are billionaires, who was, I forget his podcast name. He runs I think he might have sold his insurance company, but he started an insurance company, runs a podcast, older gentleman, but he talks about how back in his day, in his 20s, when he was grinding and growing the company, he went celibate and was saving up his sexual energy and putting it into the business and became very, very successful. Been referencing how Michael Jackson, the bro, absolutely was on semen retention and was holding in this energy. And dude, look at the lyrics of Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. Go through that song, listen to it. It's all about the force, all about energy, all about like, don't stop. Bro's like literally telling you, don't stop till you get enough of this energy. Alexander the Great. I had a guy comment a longer post about it. The proof and the evidence that Alexander the Great was also on semen retention. Fascinating. And the more I just keep finding more and more of these stories and like overwhelming evidence that great men have used this to build themselves into the man that is worthy of this incredible life and impact, the more I'm just willing to keep pushing through on this streak, guys. I'm on 118 days straight right now. No relapses, none of it. No wet dreams, no, none of this stuff. And I'm getting to the point, guys, like, yeah, I feel like I've got the energy that I could obviously go hook up with the chick and release this or whatever. Like, the energy is there, guys, but I'm doing my best daily to transmute this energy not into that. I'm using it to transmute it into business and my mind and diet and detoxes and just things that bring me long-term value into my life, that bring me long-term results as opposed to a quick release. You know, even if I'm like back in the day, like having sex, and even if it goes 2-3 hours, which been known to happen, and it's great and it's fun, and maybe you go 3 rounds or whatever, it's like, yeah, that was 3 hours of fun, but also I felt so drained and empty afterwards and exhausted. I felt like I got hit by a train like the next few days of building that energy back up. It's like, cool, yeah, that was fun. But there's something about transmuting this energy into other things. And transmute, it's a big, fancy, complicated word. It's a buzzword. It just means taking this energy and aiming it at something else, putting it into something else, like business, like a spiritual work, working out, diet changes, learning, habits, better habits, reprogramming yourself, all this stuff, nervous system work. That stuff at least has long-term benefits. That at least has the capacity to change your life for the better. What's this quick release going to do for me? I've already experienced that. I've already experienced that many, many times, probably high hundreds or thousands of times. Like, I've already experienced that. I know what that feels like. Feels good for a little bit. And then afterwards, you get, what is that called? Post-nut clarity. It's like, I feel gross. I can't believe I just wasted my energy. That's literally biology, nature saying, bro, yeah, you're gonna feel like shit after you do that, because guess what? Quit wasting your energy on that. That's not procreating at all. That's not procreating life into this world. And I had a guy comment on one of these past videos. He's like, holding your energy, life's all about procreation, and SR doesn't make any sense. Like it's useless. You're wasting your time. You're on it, whatever. It's all about procreation. I'm like, bro, I commented back. I'm like, brother, whacking off to screens and even going to have meaningless sex where you're just pulling out before you release and like, there's no procreation there. What are you trying to prove? You're not procreating either in that scenario. The only time you're procreating is when you're trying to have a kid and when you're actually keeping it in there and releasing, you know? That's the only time you're actually going to procreate. So until you're ready to do that, why not play around, practice with holding this energy in, aiming it at your life, becoming a better version of yourself. If anybody goes on any sort of meaningful streak to like 30 days or more, you can't tell me you don't feel an energy difference. You can't tell me you don't feel more confident and outgoing and extroverted, like you got some balls on you that you're ready to take on the world and take some risks. 11-11, as I was saying that. You can't tell me you don't feel that. I just don't believe it. There absolutely is a difference. If you approach life with more energy like that, guys, again, life is an energy game. If you approach life with more energy, with more confidence, with more excitement, with more exuberance, you get more out of life. And to circle back to the whole point of this topic, the bar is set so freaking low today for men. We got soy boys running around because the diets are trash. The things that they're feeding men, foods pumped with estrogen and things that are directly wearing down your testosterone levels. And we've got all the movies and these celebrities that are just shoving lust down our throats nonstop. These websites, OnlyFans running around rampant because weak men keep caving into giving women all this power to use their bodies to get money. And we're literally trained as men to be pursuing and throwing our energy around, and we've got men that, I mean, really the whole world, guys, just like training to be an employee and just work for other people and not take a risk on yourself and not color outside the line or color outside the box. And put your money in your index and your retirement, like slowly protect your future that way. And like, all right, then I'll do that for 40 years while I work. And then by the time I'm 60, then I finally get to retire and start to live. And then you've missed the best years ever. Like of your life. You miss you miss living while you're alive. And maybe that's a limiting belief. Maybe you can have the best years of your life at 60, 70, 80, whatever. But you know what I'm talking about. The world has set the bar so low for men to just be average. But again, the flip side is, if you want to be great, it's never been easier to stand out amongst the rest. If you want to like change the world, if you want to do something great, if you have a vision or a purpose that is huge that you want to accomplish, the average man is so intimidated by something like that, they can't do it. They can't take the risk. They can't bet on themselves. They can't aim that high without being wildly intimidated and just unwilling to do it. It's too uncomfortable. It's too risky. But when you're on semen retention, guys, you have energy. You have energy to spare. You have a full cup. And with this energy, I'm telling you, when you get on these streaks, today is 118 days straight for me, which is wild that I'm about to hit 4 months here, guys. It feels like just yesterday I was at my other apartment, just starting videos and making this up. I'm like, oh, let's see how this goes. Guess I'm gonna be vulnerable and authentic to a bunch of people on the internet that I've never talked to, and I was like, oh no, I'm gonna get haters. I'm gonna get people that don't like me. But as I got on day 25, I think I launched the YouTube channel on day 26. This was something that I've been wanting to do for years. This YouTube channel, this whole concept. I've been wanting to literally do this for years, and I didn't have the mother freaking balls to pull the trigger. Scared of what other people think, scared of worst case scenarios, scared of all this BS. And on day 26 of this next streak, this streak that I'm on right now, I was watching all these other guys doing it, watching these other channels, consuming this content. I thought, frick, I can feel it. I can feel it in my gut, that like in my heart, in my chest, that like I have to do this. And this time I had the balls to pull the trigger on it. And not just to pull the trigger on it, to be consistent, post daily. I probably only missed like 6 or 7 days in this time period, almost 4 months, or 92 videos, 93 videos. You can go back through my channel and look. I've been documenting pretty much every day. I wouldn't have done this. I wouldn't have even started this channel if I wasn't on this streak. I didn't have the energy. My confidence was low. I was feeling lonely. I was feeling sad. I was not happy or satisfied with life, but I wasn't willing to do this hard thing of like taking this risk and becoming a version of me that can talk to a phone and lay it all out there and just like, yeah, let people throw knives at me, but also let people connect with me. And the longer that I do this, guys, it's cool. It's so cool. Before I know it, we're gonna have 1,000 subs on this channel already. Like, we're cruising. And I'm glad you guys are here. If you're enjoying this content, thanks for following along. What I'm trying to share is like, guys, I'm no different than you. I just hopped on a streak and finally decided, all right, screw it. I know I'm meant to use my voice, use my experiences, and share it with other men and hopefully inspire the men to become better versions of themselves. That's the whole point of this channel. And I wouldn't have taken a bet on me or a shot on me if I wasn't on semen retention right now. I wouldn't have. There's no way. There's no way. And this is what I'm saying, guys. It is not easy to stand out. If you're watching this video right now, you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe he's saying all this stuff. I can't believe he's so upfront about all this stuff. Get on this practice, guys. I'm telling you, it starts to spotlight everything in your life that you need to work through, that you need to improve on. It rises to the surface and you have to work through it. And yeah, it's wildly uncomfortable. And you're not going to be able to relate with a lot of people while you do it. But guess what? Do you want to relate with a lot of people? Because a lot of people, the majority of people, just want to be average. They just know how to be average. If you want to be average, do what everybody else is doing. If everybody's going right, go right. If you want to be like everybody else. It's this whole concept of like these memes about like, let's say for example, like Bitcoin. And you see the little meme. The price is $100,000 and everybody's lined up for that one. But when the price is $59,000, nobody's in that line. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, cool. You can be like everybody else, but you're not going to make as much money as the people who get in at 60 and it goes up to 120. They doubled their money. Hooray. Not the people at 100, you know? Getting on this journey, guys, it will bring everything to the surface. It will bring traumas. It will bring emotional blocks, vices, habits that need to go, low frequency things that your higher self, your the better version of you that would exist and have all this stuff doesn't have these habits, doesn't have these low frequency things holding them back. And this is what I'm saying, it literally transforms you. That version of you doesn't have a dopamine addiction, right? Because you go through semen retention, you start to have dopamine detox. I've been through it on so many of these flatlines now, like 5 freaking flatlines. And it is tough. It is rough to get through it. It's like quitting smoking after a pack a day for 30 years, but for dopamine and your mind craving sex and lust and low frequency stuff that you're not even like thinking about yourself and what you're going to accomplish. It's just like holding you back. You're like firing your focus and your attention everywhere. And you have to go through this detox of that. And yeah, it's uncomfortable. And it's wildly uncomfortable as your nervous system gets reworked to hold more energy, to be able to sit with more uncomfortability, more tension, more pressure, especially emotional pressure. As these emotions come up and you have to work through them, guys, we as men, I'm telling you, we have been trained to avoid our emotions, push down our emotions, numb ourselves. We don't need to feel. Feeling is weak, right? Be big, be strong, be tough. Guys, before I owned a record label and like did music for a career and all this stuff, I did manual labor. I drilled wells, water wells for years to put myself through college. Get there at 6 a.m., wake up at 5 a.m. every day, put in 12, 13, 14-hour days driving heavy machinery, heavy equipment, spending a week staying overnight in motels out in a different state so that we can put in 16-hour days and just well drill all this stuff all day long. And it's risky and it's crazy heavy equipment. You can get injured. And like, man, as a kid, I was literally in cornfields picking corn. Notice that was corn with a C. And I would go sell produce and like work my tail off and do all this stuff and manual labor and just hard work. It was ingrained in me. It's like this, maybe that's my inner German, I don't know, but like this hard work. Living on a farm, learning how to bale hay and the old manual one where you're throwing the bales and cutting down trees and doing landscaping and all that stuff. I did all that stuff. And playing sports and having the masculine coaches harder, pushing you harder, go again, run, more push-ups, more weightlifting, more whatever. And you get into high school and like there's the big tough crew, and because everybody's tough, you don't want to show any emotions. So I hit the weights and I get all jacked and I get really strong, whatever. But like my heart is a rock. There's people that don't like you, and you just learn to push these emotions in all those places, guys. Like that water well drilling company that I worked for, like the men there, guys, are just beaten down and emotionless, and they're just holding so much in. It's not healthy. It's not healthy at all. Two, three, four, five. I probably said like every video, but I always look up right as it's on these numbers. I can't help it. I see these angel numbers everywhere, all day long. 1111, 111. I just always happen to look at a clock or something. Like, guys, the other day I was driving on the highway. I look over at this car, this Jeep, and the license plate, I kid you not, was all ones. How frequently do you see a license plate with, it was literally 5 ones. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Or there was one time that I was driving back from a conference and I saw 16 eights in a row. It was the backside of the van just drives past 8 eights in a row, and then the side of it had 8 eights, and then later that day I saw it again, another 16. Like, I see these things literally all the time, and I'm convinced that's how God talks to me. That's how creation, communicates with me. So we know I'm on the right track. But to bring it back, Guys, the bar is set so low emotionally for men to not express, to just do hard stuff, do hard shit, suck it up. Don't stick your head up. Don't be the nail that's sticking out because you get hammered. It's not a healthy way to live. It creates dis-ease in the body. Yeah. Oh, down to 20% battery. We continue. Keep going. Guys, the bar is set so low. These men, even let's take emotions out of it. Just habits and societal pressures to, if you're not out partying, guys, and drinking and having fun and sleeping around and whatever, then you're weird. Then you're not living it up. You're not taking advantage of your youth. You're not whatever. It's normal to be whacking off at least once a day for your prostate, for whatever. Like, we're not questioning anything. We're just doing what we're told. You haven't even tested it out for yourself. You're just accepting what they told you. How about you go off your own experience? How about you go figure something out for yourself and decide what is true and what isn't, instead of just assuming and taking someone's word for something. If you Google it, guys, it says you can't live 3 days without water. How come I was able to do a 5-day dry fast a few months ago with no food or no water? 5 days. I documented the whole freaking thing on this YouTube channel. Oh, no, that's not possible. Is it not? Because I did it. So my experience proves it is possible. Men are out here not thinking for themselves. They're just doing what they're told, eating trash food, processed food that's lowering your testosterone, turning into soy boys that are just following the leader like everybody else, not thinking for yourself, and wasting your energy, wasting your attention on things outside of you. These youthful years of energy where you could be building businesses and building a better version of yourself that ends up getting everything you've ever wanted anyways, because you become a great version that attracts all that stuff. But no, you're wasting your time partying and with people you don't care about, friends that you don't care about, people that are gonna just turn on you when the time comes up, when the time is right, when you don't have anything to offer anymore. Same with these women, these chicks, guys, these hoes that you're out here spending your time and your sexual energy on, and you give it all to them, and then they just run away, screw off with the next guy, and you never get the energy back. You gave it away. Strong men create good times. Good times create weak men. Weak men create hard times. Hard times create strong men. And it feels like to me that we're kind of in that weak men create hard times create strong men. That's where it feels like we are right now. And like I said, the bar is set so freaking low. If you want to be great, the first step is get your sexual energy in check. If a man can conquer his lust, he can conquer anything. If you can overcome yourself and conquer yourself, you can conquer everything else. The bar is low. How fortunate for us. How fortunate for me and the rest of you doing semen retention, guys. Fantastic. we can celebrate this because the bar is so low. We have an opportunity to stand out and become great and to channel our energy and our intention into building better habits, better routines, becoming better versions of ourselves, providing more value to the world. And in turn, hey, maybe we get to leave a legacy. Maybe we get to attract a high value woman into our life who sees what we're, bringing to the table, what we are, what we're capable of. I went to a friend of mine's business partner for the Super Bowl. And we were both sitting there watching the Super Bowl. We're both entrepreneurial. We've started companies together. We've been doing this for a while. And over the last 5 years of entrepreneurship, we've become drastically different versions of ourselves. And we're looking at this stadium filled with probably like 100,000 people at the Super Bowl. And we're looking at all these men here. We're like, do you realize nothing has changed since the Roman days? I was bringing it up to him, like, you ever heard of the phrase bread and circus? Right? The Caesar giving the people bread and circus entertainment so that they don't question anything, that they're not thinking about the money or the laws or the state of the world. They're becoming better and started businesses and created better lives for their family and their lineage. No, they're entertained about these games, these teams. And I'm just looking at this, I'm like, it is really difficult for me to enjoy any aspect of this because it all feels like a giant distraction. Oh, wow. One team of overpaid, awesome players marches the ball to this line and is awarded 3 or 7 fictional points. Hooray! And then this one kicks the ball through the field goal, the 2 metal posts here, and they're awarded 3 fictional points. Hooray! And whoever wins gets a trophy, and we celebrate them. They get whatever, and they... Do you realize everything's made up? This is one thing I've learned about entrepreneurship. Everything in this life is made up. Rules, stop signs, the way the roads are designed, the way buildings are designed. Some man out there, maybe a woman too, but mostly men, these infrastructure and stuff like this, just made something up and it became the thing that everybody went with. And it's like, oh, that's the rule. Some men know greater than you. Super Bowl. Oh, gotta flip the official coin and gotta do all this stuff, the official stuff. And it just feels like bread and circus, guys. It just feels like these traditions that suck everybody in. Nobody questions. And it's so awesome. I'm gonna pay thousands of dollars to go to this one game and I'm gonna waste all my time and energy. I'm gonna follow the team the whole season. And guess what? I'm probably pissing a bunch of you off that love sports right now. Don't get me wrong. Sports, my entire life. I've played, sports was literally my entire life. Basketball from 2nd grade all the way to the end of high school. Soccer, 2nd grade all the way to the end of high school. Track and field. I was so busy doing this stuff nonstop. That was my entire life. Obsessed with sports, watching all the teams, all the stuff, 3, 3, 4, 4. On the clock as I'm saying that. But I've just come to the realization, I'm like, guys, what's the point? Have something to bond over and have something socially that you can do for fun and relax. Okay, there's no harm in that. But man, when you're obsessed, like I said goodbye to my neighbor that I was leaving the other apartment. He's an older gentleman, and I go down like, hey, see you later, man. It was good living near you, and just wishing him well. And he's like, kind of got some health stuff going on and not in great shape, heavy smoker. I could see it in his eyes and the lymphatic points and everything and the iridology and just kind of rough shape. And he goes on for like 5 minutes about all the reasons of why he was like emotionally charged up about it, why the Super Bowl is wrong and the things that they're doing are wrong, and like the team that he was following, well, he's mad about the rules and the college game. And like, bro's entire life, it feels like, is entertainment. Is these men living great lives and realities, making all this money, getting all the whatever fame, fortune, living their dreams. That's his life, is like worshiping them and following and giving his time and attention. He is paying attention to it. It's called pain because it costs something. It costs you your life force, your attention, your energy, your focus. So Joey and I are just like, well, I mean, even before that, but I'm just like sitting there listening to him, and I'm just like, in real time, I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is his life. What a waste of time. That's what I was thinking. And then I'm sitting here watching the game, and I'm just like, this isn't exciting for me. This feels like a distraction, a giant distraction. It feels like I'm being given bread and circus. It feels like I'm being given just a giant distraction. And I'm like, how many men are in this stadium right now that have been following these teams all year long and have spent all of their weekends, you're watching the NFL on what, Saturday or Friday night football, whatever, and then Sunday or college games, and like have all their teams, like every weekend is spent. Every night that you come home, it's like you could be working or starting a business or going all in on yourself, and you're watching, you turn on the game and crack a beer, and like, boom, your night's gone. How many times does that have to happen before you are just not a threat to anyone or anything outside of you? How many years do you have to do that in a row before that's just who you become habitually, programmed, wired to become that, and you just can't think differently, and you're just like stuck? If you are a big fan of sports and you got your undies in a bunch because of what I just said, check yourself. Listen to what I'm actually saying. Are sports inherently bad? No. But when they're distracting you from everything you could potentially become, check yourself. The average man in this life is so distracted with women and partying and sports and teams and these dead-end 9-to-5 jobs and this programming of who you need to be and what you can't do, and like numb yourself emotionally. You combine all this stuff and then throw in processed food and trash food and wear your body down, and then you lose your spiritual connection to God, and put everybody in cities, and everybody disconnects from nature. And like, enough of that, guys. It just beats men down. That's why testosterone levels are in the dumpster, which, by the way, they go up when you hop on semen retention. I can promise you that. Even just, what was that interview I was watching tonight? It was something about how even within like 15 hours of fasting, of dry fasting, you see a 13% uptick in testosterone. It's crazy, but it's real. If you want to be great and you want to stand out, do things that nobody else is doing. Do things that the very few people are doing, but they're getting results that you actually want. If you want to be very wealthy, who are you going to go take advice from? Take advice from the people who just work hard and put money away, but they don't really know anything about their wealth, and they check their index funds and they get maybe 5%, 6%, 8% a year, and like not really living their dream life, not buying new cars, not living in nice places, living minimally, buying everything on sale with coupons. Are you take your wealth advice from them, or are you going to take your wealth advice from your entrepreneur mentor who is, a deca, is that the word, deca millionaire? Yeah, deca millionaire. Multiple deca millionaires, living their dream, having freedom, having financial ability to do whatever they want, to invest however they want. They're in control of their investing strategies, all this stuff. Who would you rather take investment advice from? If your goal is to be as financially free and successful as possible, right? Would you take advice from them, or the one that's doing the unusual things, who has taken a path that is completely different from everybody else? And it's highly unusual, and it's uncomfortable, and it's tough because nobody really cleared the path for you. You kind of have to do a lot of it yourself with your little sword, cutting all the branches and everything out of the way as you're trying to walk through. It sucks. It's not fun. That's what entrepreneurship feels like a lot, to be honest. It's like having to clear this path, and then you start a new idea and a new concept, a new project, and you're like doing it again. And you get as far as you can there, and then you have another one, and you start over again, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is why nobody does this. It's constantly uncomfortable and inconvenient. Yeah. But it also takes you somewhere that nobody else is going. If they're going this way, you're going this way. Wow, that was a long 41 minutes. Sometimes, guys, I literally turn this camera on and I just start talking, and I don't know where time goes. Maybe that means I'm doing the right thing, right? Just kind of channeling a message that I'm feeling right now. I hop in these videos, guys, and I typically don't really have a topic. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. And tonight my topic was, maybe I'll talk about how the bar is set low for men. That's it. That's all I have. And I come here and I just off the top of the dome talk to you guys. And by the way, semen retention has given me this ability, because I used to not be able to do this. I tried to make a video when I wasn't on semen retention, and I had to chop that thing up for like 4 freaking hours trying to oh, nope, that was terrible. Lost my train of thought. Here, whatever, merge it all together. I don't lose my train of thought on these videos anymore. I just talk and it all makes sense, and I think something and I speak it, and it's just this effortless flow. Another benefit of SR. But the whole point of this video, guys, isn't to discourage you, isn't to be like, you're a weak man, you're the guy that the bar is set so low for, you can't jump over it. Like you're destined to be a typical below average man. What? That's not the point. The point is this. If you're watching this video, if this video found you, and if you made it 42 minutes into this, you're not probably built to be an average man. You're probably desiring to become a better version of yourself and do something bigger and better and have more meaning and more value for the world. And that's where it all begins. Now do something difficult. Get your sexual energy in check. Try it out. See what happens. See what happens to your motivation, your confidence, your testosterone, and then see what decisions you start to make. See how you start to think. See how you start to act. And that's going to turn into new actions and new habits. And pretty soon you do that for a few months and you're like, holy crap, I don't remember who I was before I started this. That's what's happening to me. Is it simple? Yeah, the concept's simple. Is it easy? No. Is it uncomfortable? Yeah. But that's why most men aren't doing it. And that's why you will stand out amongst the rest. That's why you'll stand heads and shoulders above everybody else if you commit to this and you see it through. So that is what I'm here to just show you guys, to lead by example of, hey, I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep sticking with this, and I'm going to see what happens. I'm going to show you guys who I'm becoming, what I'm turning into as I continue to do this. And who knows how long it'll take, but guys, there is going to come a point on this channel where eventually those of you who have been following with me from day 0, from the first vids, this 4-month journey, there's going to come a point in time where you're going to be like, holy crap, when did he become this version of himself? Holy crap, when did he go buy the Corvette? When did he go level up to this house? When did he like start looking healthier, getting jacked? Or like, when did he shift into this version? Because it's this transition, right? It's just a little step, and all of a sudden, bam, you've covered 2 miles, 3 miles. And it's going to be fun. You're going to say, wow, okay, I followed along with him. If he can do that, I can do it. That's the whole point of this. I'm trying to lead by example. Guess what? There's a lot of men that love to hate on me in the comments. Let them justify their lives they don't enjoy. That's what they're doing. Because if they accept this, their nervous system will go crazy and their beliefs around life crumble, right? Their life crumbles because everything that they built these limiting beliefs that they built their life on, they're the pillars of their life. And you take those out, your life crumbles and you have to start over. Most people don't want to have to deal with that. So, I'm fine with hopping on here and taking some heat from people. Whatever, it's fine. I don't freaking care. Quit playing small, guys. Quit playing small. I lost my mom. My mom transitioned in July of last year. I said, fuck it. Why am I playing small? Why am I playing small in life? I had dreams and ideas and cool stuff that I wanted to do for her and for the family, and in this 3D reality, in this video game, ran out of time on that one. And my whole take was, fuck it, man. If I would have started this journey 10 years ago, could have been a different story, you know? Could have gotten a lot more checked off the list that I wanted to. This is the energy you guys might need to slip into. So fuck it. Screw what everybody says. Do something for yourself. I'm doing this for me. Quit playing small. Quit trying to blend in with everybody else. You want to be average? Blend in. But you don't want that. You're going to stand out from everybody else. You're going to take some hits. You're going to take some heat. People might hate on you, whatever. It's fine. Comes with territory. And if that's who you want to become, stick around and subscribe to this channel, guys. Because who you surround yourself is who you be with, is who you become like. Right? You're the sum of the closest people around you. So if you keep watching these videos and hear me talk and me speak about my experiences, you're going to start to relate to me more. You might start to think a little bit more like me, and then go subscribe to the other guys that are making their, documenting their semen retention journey and all these motivational videos. You're going to start thinking more like them, and you're just going to start to become a better version of yourself because of who you are surrounding yourself with. That's where you start. And hold your freaking seed in. Hold your sexual energy. If you can't get that figured out, guys, you're gonna react to everything around you. If you can't overcome pleasure, how do you expect to conquer your purpose? Right? If you can't conquer pleasure and control that, how do you expect to get to your purpose in life? Men who lack purpose chase pleasure. Or men who chase pleasure lack purpose. So get your priorities straight. I gotta start doing these videos earlier in the day. Frick! They just keep going later and later and later. I should really throw these boxes out. These are taking up an obscene amount of real estate in this room. Like these are gigantic boxes that furniture came in. It's that, or I tape them together and I make some sort of spaceship or something in the back. That'd be pretty cool. Little fort. Got my trampoline there. Little rebounder. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for sticking around. I hope you got some value out of this call that was worth more than the time that you invested in it. If you made it this far, guys, drop me the word bar. That's how I'll know you made it to the end. Drop me the word bar. Because the bar is set real low for men. If you just act on some of this stuff that I'm telling you about, you will jump right over it and you will become a much better version of yourself. Grateful for you all. Appreciate you. Subscribe, comment, like, share this with a friend. That's the whole point of this. Peace, love, abundance to you all. I will see you on the next video. That's day 118 in the books. Bye.